Life will break you. Life will hit you harder than you ever imagined. Life will test you with storms you never asked for. But the truth is, those very storms, those very blows, those very disappointments hold within them the seeds of your greatest strength. Yet most people collapse under them. Most people take a setback as the end of the road. Most people allow failure to stamp their forehead with the word loser and walk away from their dreams. But that is only because their focus is wrong. They are staring so hard at what they lost that they miss what they gained. They are staring so hard at the door that closed that they don't see the 10 doors opening behind them. They are so consumed with what went wrong that they never notice the hidden lessons, the hidden opportunities, the hidden strength waiting in the ashes of their struggle. You must decide right now that you will not live blind, that will not waste your life staring at the ruins of yesterday while the treasures of tomorrow are right in front of you. You must learn the power of shifting focus, because in every setback there is strength. In every failure there is wisdom. In every loss there is a new beginning, but only if you choose to see it, only if you have the courage to stop asking why me and start asking what now, only if you stop feeding the wound and start training the muscle that pain built inside you. Every champion you admire, every soul who ever rose to greatness has scars. They have wounds, they have failures so heavy. Most people would never recover, yet they did recover. And not only did they recover, they turned those very wounds into weapons. They took their pain and built power from it. They took their failures and turned them into fuel. They took their betrayals, their heartbreaks, their humiliations, and turned them into unshakable strength. But the only way they did this was by shifting focus. They stopped staring at the stone that tripped them and started staring at the mountain that still needed climbing. They stopped obsessing over the cut and started training the arm that would swing again. They refused to waste their energy on what could not be changed and poured it into what they could build next. And this is the exact choice you must make, because your setback is not the end of your story. It is the foundation of your strength. Your failure is not a wall, it is a doorway. Your loss is not a grave. It is a field waiting for new seeds, but your eyes must see it that way, and your heart must burn with the refusal to quit. Think about it. Every great invention came after failure. Every great victory came after defeat. Every great story of success is written in the ink of setbacks and losses. Yet the difference between the broken and the unbreakable is only one thing. Focus. Broken people focus on the pain. Unbreakable people focus on the possibility. Broken people focus on what was unbreakable. People focus on what can still be broken. People replay the betrayal, replay the loss, replay the mistake over and over. Like a movie, they cannot turn off unbreakable people. Replay the lessons, replay the courage, replay the vision of what still lies ahead until it burns hotter than the memory of what was lost. You have that same choice right now. Maybe you failed. Maybe you lost someone. Maybe you were humiliated, maybe you were abandoned, maybe you were betrayed, but the truth is you are still here, breathing alive, capable of rising again. And as long as you breathe, your story is not finished. As long as your heart beats, you have the chance to write a new chapter. As long as you open your eyes every morning, you are not done. So why live as if you are? Why bury yourself in the ashes of yesterday when you could build an empire from those very ashes? Shift your focus. Stop seeing a dead end. Start seeing a redirection. Stop calling it failure. Start calling it feedback. Stop calling it loss. Start calling it fuel. Because words matter, perspective matters, focus is everything. And the same moment that breaks another person can build you if your focus is right. Imagine a seed buried in the dirt. To some it looks like death, to some it looks like the end, but to those who understand, it is not death, it is rebirth. It is the beginning of something greater. And you are the same when life buries you. It is not your grave. It is your garden. If you choose to see it that way, if you shift your focus from despair to determination, if you shift your focus from what broke you to what can build you, then nothing can stop you. You will rise again. You will grow stronger. You will stand taller, and the very weight that was meant to crush you will become the weight that strengthens you. Because that is the law of resilience. You cannot build strength without resistance. You cannot build courage without fear. You cannot build wisdom without mistakes. And you cannot build greatness without setbacks. So do not curse the pain, do not curse the failure. Do not curse the storm, instead thank it. Thank it because it is building the version of you that comfort never could. It is shaping the warrior that ease never would. It is forging the fire that safety never will. Every setback is shaping you, but only if you let it, if you resist it, if you keep asking, why me? If you keep crying over the ashes, you will miss the gift. But if you shift focus, you will see that the gift was always hidden in the struggle. The treasure was always hidden in the trial. The power was always hidden in the pain, so embrace it. Shift your eyes from what fell to what can rise. Shift your mind from what ended to what can begin. Shift your heart from despair to determination. And in that moment you will feel power you did not know was inside you. You will feel strength you did not believe you had. You will feel courage you never imagined, because the truth is you were never weak. You were only unfocused. The truth is you were never defeated. You were only blinded. The truth is you were never broken. You were only being shaped. And the moment you realize this, you become unstoppable. Setbacks lose their sting, failures lose their weight losses, lose their grip, because you no longer see them as enemies. You see them as teachers. You no longer see them as chains. You see them as chisels carving you into greatness. And when you live this way, nothing can hold you, nothing can stop you, nothing can break you again, because you have turned the very things meant to destroy you into the very things that build you. When life knocks you down again and again, you must remind yourself that the ground you hit is not where your story ends. It is where your strength begins. But most people make the mistake of lying there too long, staring at the dust in their hands, counting the pieces of what broke, instead of realizing that the ground is the training field, the place where you toughen, the place where you sharpen, the place where you prepare for the next climb. And if you understand this, you stop fearing the fall, because you know every fall is practice, every fall is preparation, every fall is sharpening you into someone who can handle heights others will never touch. The truth. His greatness is not found in smooth paths. Greatness is born in rough terrain. Greatness is not born in calm waters. Greatness is born in storms. Greatness is not born when everything works. Greatness is born when everything fails. But you refuse to bow down to failure when everything burns, but you rise again from the ashes when everyone leaves, but you keep walking alone when your heart breaks, but you refuse to let it kill your spirit. That is where greatness is forged, and that is why your setback is your strength in disguise, because it is building a version of you who cannot be bought, who cannot be broken, who cannot be stopped. And the only way you can miss this transformation is if your focus is wrong when your eyes keep staring at the wall. You cannot see the door when your eyes keep staring at the scars. You cannot see the healing when your eyes keep staring at the pain. You cannot see the power, but shift your focus and the whole story changes. You realize that the things you call setbacks were never setbacks at all. They were setups for growth, setups for strength, setups for resilience, setups for greatness. And once you see this, you stop resenting your past, you stop resenting your pain, you stop resenting the people who betrayed you, and instead you start thanking them, because without them, you would not be who you are today. Without them, you would not have the fire you carry. Without them, you would not have the fire, the hunger that drives you. Without them, you would not have the scars that remind you of your strength. People may have left you, but their leaving taught you independence. People may have hurt you, but their hurting taught you courage. People may have mocked you, but their mocking taught you to walk with self-belief. People may have closed doors on you, but their rejection taught you persistence, and all of it shaped you into someone who cannot be stopped. Setbacks are not curses. Setbacks are classrooms where life teaches its most powerful lessons, and the diploma is resilience, the certificate is authority. Strength, the badge, is unbreakable courage, and you wear it on your chest every day. You rise again stronger than before. But understand, this strength is not built by avoiding storms. Strength is built by walking through them with your eyes open, with your heart burning, with your focus fixed on the victory ahead, not the struggle beneath your feet. Too many people waste their entire lives trying to avoid pain, trying to avoid failure, trying to avoid rejection, when in truth, those very things are the gateway to power. Every scar tells a story, every failure writes a lesson, every rejection points you closer to the right path, and every betrayal proves to you that you can survive without people. You thought you could not live without focus is the difference. The same storm that drowns one person carries another to new shores. The same fire that burns one person hardens steel in another. The same mountain that intimidates one person builds strength in the climber who dares to ascend. So it is not about the storm, the fire, the mountain. It is about your focus. If you focus on fear, you freeze. If you focus on courage, you rise. If you focus on pain, you break. If you focus on power, you build. If you focus on loss, you quit. If you focus on possibility, you fight and win. You are free to choose. But you cannot escape the truth that focus decides your future, because life is not happening against you. Life is happening for you. The struggles are not your enemies. They are your trainers. The pain is not your punishment, it is your preparation. The losses are not your doom, they are your discipline. The betrayals are not your end, your emancipation. And once you see this clearly, once you shift your focus, you stop complaining, you stop drowning, you stop drowning in self-pity, and you start moving with a fire that nothing can extinguish. You stop saying, "Why me?" and you start saying, "Try me." You stop saying, "I am finished," and you start saying, "I am just beginning." You stop saying, "I am broken," and you start saying, "I am being built." And this mindset will take you further than talent, further than money, further than privilege, further than opportunity, because when you are unbreakable, nothing external can determine your destiny, only your inner fire can, and that fire only grows when you feed it with the fuel of setbacks. You may not see it now, but years from now you will look back on this season of pain, and you will realize it was not a curse. It was the greatest blessing you ever had. You will realize that the strength you carry today, the fire you walk with today, the wisdom you speak with today, all came from those very moments you once begged to escape. And you will be thankful that you endured, because now you are living proof that setbacks are not the end. Setbacks are the beginning. They are the starting line of strength. They are the furnace of courage. They are the birthplace of resilience. And when you truly embrace this, nothing can make you bitter. Nothing can make you quit. Nothing can keep you down, because even in defeat you know you are rising. Even in loss, you know you are learning. Even in heartbreak, you know you are hardening into a force too powerful to be destroyed. This is why I tell you, shift your focus. Stop staring at the past and start staring at the possibility. Stop staring at what ended and start staring at what can begin. Stop staring at who left and start staring at who you are becoming. Stop staring what broken, start staring at the strength rising from within you, for that is where the true victory lies, not in avoiding pain, not in living a perfect life, not in waiting for smooth paths, but in facing storms with eyes that see opportunity in every lightning bolt, in facing fire with eyes that see power in every spark, in facing betrayal with eyes that see freedom in every departure. Once you see it this way, setbacks cannot stop you. Failures cannot bind you, pain cannot kill you, loss cannot silence you, and rejection cannot paralyze you, because your focus has shifted, your spirit has awakened, your fire is burning, and you have become unstoppable. When you reach this stage of life where every setback becomes a spark, every fall becomes a rise, every rejection becomes redirection, and every failure becomes foundation, you will begin to see that there is no such thing as losing. There is only learning and building and transforming. But most people never touch this level because they keep their eyes chained to the wrong direction. They stare at the pain so long that it blinds them to the progress. They stare at the failure so long that it blinds them to the future. They stare at the betrayal so long that it blinds them to the breakthrough. Yet the ones who shift their focus are the ones who take the same situations and use them as weapons. They take the insult and turn it into inspiration. They take the pain and turn it into persistence. They take the rejection and turn it into rededication. They take the scars and turn them into stories of that awaken others to rise from their own ashes. The truth is, your life is not defined by the storm, but by how you walk through it. Your legacy is not written by what people did to you, but by how you responded. Your destiny is not locked by what broke, but unlocked by how you rebuilt. And every single champion you know, every legend, every leader, every world changer carried mountains of setbacks behind them. But the difference is, they did not carry them as chains. They carried them as weights to build their strength. They carried them as stones to build their foundation. They carried them fire to build their passion. And so what crushed others created them. What destroyed others delivered them. What silenced others gave them a voice. What imprisoned others set them free. And the same power is in you, waiting to rise, if only you shift your focus. Because understand, this life will never be fair. Storms will never ask for your permission. Pain will never check your schedule. Betrayal will never send a warning. But all of these will come anyway. And the only choice you have is whether you will collapse under them or rise because of them. And rising is not about pretending that it doesn't hurt. Rising is not about ignoring the pain. Rising is not about acting like the betrayal never happened. Rising is about staring it in the face and saying, you will not own me. You will not define me. You will not end me. Rising is about taking the tears and watering seeds of strength. Rising is about taking the ashes and building new fires. Rising is about taking the closed doors and kicking down new ones. Rising is about shifting focus from what left to what lies ahead, from what broke to what is being built, from who walked away to who you are becoming, from the loss that wounded you to the lesson that will heal you. And the truth is, you have more power than you think, you have more resilience than you think, you have more fire than you think, because if life could have broken you, it would have already done it. If the betrayal was strong enough to kill your spirit, you would not be standing here. If the pain was powerful enough to bury your destiny, you would not still be breathing, but you are breathing. You are here, you are alive, which means the battle is not over. The fight is still yours, the victory is still possible, and your greatest chapter has not yet been written, but to write it, you must lift your eyes from the dust and fix them on the horizon. You must shift your focus from victim to victor, from broken to builder, from loss to leader, from setback to strength, because life is too short to waste in regret, too precious to waste in bitterness, too powerful to waste in resentment. Every second you spend staring backward is a second you lose building forward. Every ounce of energy you waste on what went wrong is energy you should invest in what can go right. Every tear you let paralyze you is a tear you could use to water the seeds of a new beginning, and that beginning is waiting. It is waiting for you to move, waiting for you to rise, waiting for you to declare that your setback is your fuel, your pain, your platform, your scars are your symbols of strength, and once you declare this with fire, the world cannot deny it. People cannot ignore it. Destiny cannot resist it, because unstoppable is not a description. It is an identity you claim when you choose to focus on strength instead of setback, on progress, instead of pain on destiny, instead of difficulty on purpose, instead of pity. So when the storms return, and they will return, you will not tremble, you will not run, you will not hide. Instead, you will smile, because you know storms are not there to break you. They are there to reveal you. Storms are there to test the foundation of your focus. Storms are there to prove the weight of your will. Storms are there to announce the birth of your next level. And so you will stand tall. You will open your arms. You will welcome the storm, because you know each storm makes you stronger. Each fire makes you stronger. Each fire makes you feel. Each mountain makes you mightier. And you know with absolute certainty that no setback can stop you, because every setback has only ever been a step forward disguised as pain. And when you reach this level, you no longer complain about the past. You celebrate it. You no longer curse the betrayal. You bless. You no longer resent the loss. You respect it, because each of them carved the warrior standing inside you. Each of them wrote the story of strength. You now live. Each of them built the unshakable force you are becoming, and your focus is now a laser fixed on destiny. Nothing distracts you, nothing breaks you, nothing shakes you, because you understand the truth. Setbacks are not the enemy. Setbacks are the energy. They are the power source of greatness, and you have the choice today to stop looking at them as chains and start looking at them as wings. Stop looking at them as wounds and start looking at them as weapons. Stop looking at them as endings and start looking at them as beginnings. And when you choose this path, you will rise to heights that once terrified you. You will endure storms that once crushed you. You will inspire others who once pitied you. And you will prove to the world, strength is not born from comfort. It is born from chaos. It is not born from luxury. It is born from loss. It is not born from easy days. It is born from nights where you bled, cried, and yet refused to quit. And now those nights are your crown, those scars are your armor, those battles are your blessing, and the whole world will see that you were never a victim. You were always a victor. You were never broken. You were always being built. You were never finished. You were only being forged, and nothing will ever stop you again, because your focus is fixed, your fire is alive, your strength is rising. Destiny is unstoppable.